his time as a rapper to drop music, to blow, to pop, because you had all of these artists and rappers in their prime at the exact same time reaching for one spot. And I wanted, before we have this conversation, and ask if you guys think, one, if that's true, and two, what 5 year period in the 2000s do you think was the hardest? I just wanted to give you some of the albums and artists that came out in the 2010s.
The answer is 2001 to 2006.
That's a great pick. Carter's 1 through 3. All three of Kanye's Dropout series, Black Album, King, Trap Music, Thug Motivation 101, Eminem, The Eminem Show, the documentary,
Outkast.
Get Rich or Die Trying, The Love Below, Blueprint, Black Album, are all, and then Nellyville. All of those albums came out in the 2000s. Artists: Hove, Nelly, Wayne, Kanye, Ludacris, Clips, Outkast, Eminem, Missy, Scarface, Ghost, Nas, T.I., Ross, Jeezy, DMX, Joe Budden, 50 Cent, Ja Rule, Beans, Kim, Jadakiss, Mace, Busta, Pusha, and Common dropped one of the best albums of the 2000s.
Don't forget the baddest bitch, Trina.
And Trina, and Lil Kim, all in the same time, same period. And this is before streaming. This is for people could just open their phone. This is when you had to really decide what you got. $30 for 3 albums, or you got $36 for 3 albums. You got to really decide: do I want this new Wayne album, this new Kanye album, this new all them artists? You got to pick between those 3. So I wanted to ask you guys: 1, do you agree with Nelly? And 2, if you do, what is the 5 year period that you think was the hardest?
Yes. Did you also say Mystical? I don't know if you
No,
said
I did not, but
Mystical.
yes, Mystical is also in there.
And
Juvenile as
Pharrell,
well,
The
and Pharrell.
Nerds.
Yeah,
Man,
it's
yeah.
the list is ridiculous. Like, it just keeps going.
2001 to 2006. That's 5 years.
Why do you say that?
Because I think about the music that I listen to, and I think about the music that was dropped in, and I feel like that was the time when, like, I know for me, that was when I was like, wow, like, music is crazy. Like, music was crazy. I remember, I mean, even when I moved to Georgia in 2004, and music was in its prime. Like, this was, I remember, and I don't know if it was 2004 or 2003, but I can tell you exactly what I was doing the first time I seen the front end music video. And that's it's such a core memory for me. And I was like, wow, this is music. And I was not even in first grade yet. And I was just like, yeah, like, this is music. Nelly dropped down again. Man, Nelly, first of all, Nelly had
saying
the
this is
2000s.
crazy? Because Nelly is Nelly. Like, Nelly is a diamond selling artist, dog.
No,
So him
Nelly-
saying that really is like, wow.
No, for sure. And I think I agree with it, because you think about the music that was put out at that time, and everything was also so different. Like, I feel like now we get into, like, a way of, like, there's, like, a sound. Like, this is the sound right now. This is what's cool right now. But it was, like, a time where, like, everything was different. Like, nobody had, like, even all of the things that you just named, nothing sound the same, because we living in a time where T.I. was thriving, Mystical was thriving, Pharrell was thriving, Jay-Z was thriving, and then we had Outkast that was doing something completely different than all of them. It was like everybody was doing something completely different, and it worked. And everybody loved all of the music. Hits were hits, and hits were undeniable, versus now, a hit could be a hit, and you have never heard it.
I only want to respond to that hit point. I wanted you to answer. But the hit point to me right now, nowadays, a hit feels like it's manufactured. Back then, a hit was a hit. It's like it came on and it was like, oh, this is gone. Like, when I hear them old songs, like, I was listening to it was one of them Nelly songs I went back and listened to after he said this, and I was like, oh, I see why this went. Like, it was, the second it turned on, it sound like 10 million people were supposed to listen to this. But
Bouncing back.
I definitely agree to a certain extent, especially with a lot of stuff you said. But I will say I've always been this guy. The nostalgia does wash away, like, the great stuff from that era. Because there was the Backstreet Boys going #1 and stuff like that going on back then, where all the stuff wasn't great, but the history we do wipe away. Like, we only remember the great stuff. Like, we're not going to remember naturally all the mid albums.
Of course.
But I do agree that.
But I remember a lot of mid albums. I do want to put that out there.
You saw it?
I do remember a lot of mid albums.
No, I mean like I don't want to name any names, but like you know, stuff we should remember. But I definitely agree, and I actually agree even a little more with Nelly. Not just the 2000s. I think from the start of the 2000s until streaming started, that whole gap where like even like streaming didn't really get like really like Apple Music didn't really start to like views, right?
Yeah, it was
Define streaming.
Like when Apple Music, like when it was normal to always have Apple Music or Spotify. Because I remember I didn't even have Apple Music till views dropped out.
I didn't. Tidal was the first streaming I got, and that was 2016.
Yeah, and that was for Kanye's album. So like, and personally, that's why I extended the frame a little bit because I wanted to. I think 08 through 13 is also in that era because in 08,
That's a good one, bro.
we still listen. We got 808s and Heartbreak, Carter 3, and Jeezy's on Fire.
I mean, 2013.
And then you get all the way to 2013 where you still got those same people dropping.
Yeah.
But now you got another
Drake,
same
Cole.
Born Center, Yeezus, Postal. So I think
That's
that
rap.
And Good Kid.
yeah, and I think that was like the mixing point between the two eras.
Okay.
And everyone was still dropping.
That's fire.
I will say that if there was one singular
that's
year, 2013.
Yeah.
I
Like all are just like
Or if I had to pick a time period, it would be 2012, 2013.
I would say so. My 5-year period was 03 to 08. All right. Between Get Rich, Carter's 1, 2, and 3 all came out in that time. The Black Album came out in 03. Graduation, Late Registration, and College Dropout all came out in that time. B came out in that time. I believe The Love Below came out in that time as well, and Staconia.
Didn't Jeezy drop?
Jeezy dropped TM on 101,
Yeah.
and also the mixtape culture.
Yeah.
Like, that's something Nelly never mentioned, was that mixtapes really hit the streets crazy around that time as well. So that was another thing
Me
that
Up
you had
Scotty.
to pull listeners' ears in too. And so with Jeezy
Oh yeah,
and
Nicki
Wayne,
Minaj. We haven't mentioned Nicki
But
Minaj.
yeah, beat me up, Scotty.
Jeezy, Wayne, Nicki, Gucci, and 50, all of them doing that mixtape shit, along with the fact that you got to go to the store and buy these albums, and then this mixtape music is free. I think that time period, because you had to figure it out then. And I think that's the hardest part, which is I completely understand and agree with what you said about 08 to 13. But by the time we got to 08, 09, 2010, we kind of figured out how to, all right, we gonna drop here, this mixtape can come out here, and the mixtape can kind of roll out the album and all of that. We had kind of figured that out. 08, 03 to 05, that shit is new as hell. Niggas is trying to figure it out. We panicking. We in the label office like, oh shit, how do we drop around in the club when this motherfucker been number one for 6 months? So I think all of that, the newness of the star power, of the firepower, and of rap being the biggest genre, becoming the biggest genre, that made it the toughest 5-year stretch.
See,
that's why.
What year
That's
did
so-
Watch the Throne come out?
2011.
2011.
2011.
But that is so crazy.
2013
That was one
is
of my
crazy.
points was how new it was because the blog culture and internet changed rap in that little time.
Facts.
Like Complex, the double XL list, marketing your album because it was so different where Drake could go from everyone in the industry is like, this gonna be the biggest rapper alive for the rest of our lives. And at the time, it makes no sense. But the blog culture and the fan base he built, like between him, J. Cole, Wale, Chance the Rapper,
Big Sean.
all of them who understood like, oh, I can build all this on my own through the internet and really build my own fan base. Like all that was so new for so many different artists that you saw like a literal meet in the middle point for it. And I think that's like right at 2013.
That's a great point. That's an excellent point. But to your point, the hardest 2-year stretch for me would be 08 and 09. I think all that music that came out around them
But
times
2010
was
for
ridiculous.
mixtapes.
2010. What came out in 2010 is from mixtapes. A lot of mixtapes did come out around that time. No Ceilings was 09, so that missed the cut.
Well, then I might be thinking 09, 08.
Yeah, 08, 09 was No Ceilings. What year did no, that was later because Rich Forever. Damn, nah. Hey, bro, 08 to 13 is a crazy 5-year stretch because I'm thinking about all them albums that came
Yeah,
out.
appreciate
Bro,
it, yeah.
Teflon Don came out. That's when Ross started to pop. Like, Ross started to pop after that era, too, as well. And then MMG, and that's when the label shit started to happen with Young Money,
had groups,
MMG,
you had
Good Music, TDE. Like, all of that shit was popping. So 08 to 13 really is, like, that's a good one. That's a good one.
But if I had to say 1 year, 2013. That's my
2013
year. If I had to
2013
listen
a
to
tough
music
year to
from
compete
1
with.
year, that's the year.
2013 a tough year to compete with.
I'm gonna go 02. I'm gonna go 02 or 03.
Man, it's a lot of good years.
Listen, 03 went Black Album, Speaker Box Love Below, Trap Music, Get Rich or
Good
Die Trying.
gracious.
Hold on, everybody's.
Beg for Mercy G Unit. That was Freeway's album that year.
That's crazy.
Hold on.
What did Wayne drop in 03?
He didn't drop it on 3. He dropped the Carter one came out in 04. Yeah, actually,
DJ
he started
Envy
dropping
dropped?
this.
I'm
started
sorry.
dropping the squad under
I'm
6 in 03.
going 2013.
2013 is crazy because 2013 was Born Sinner.
Oh, that
like
was
you
the
said
Neptunes too. My fault,
Stranger
my
Than Fiction.
What album is that?
That's Kevin Gates.
fault.
That's hilarious.
Listen.
Kevin Gates dropped that.
Kevin Gates has been
2013,
dropping
we got
since
Long
09,
Live
bro.
ASAP, Yeezus, Nothing Was the Same, Acid Rap, My Name Is My Name, Watching Movies with the Sound Off, Born Sinner, Magna Carta, Holy Grail. We also got Trap Lord. I don't know if y'all was in the Ferg. We got 2 Chainz, Boats too. We got Wolf,
Wolf
The
by Tyler.
Gifted.
Yep.
That's a good one.
The Gifted. It was something else on here. Because of the Internet, Trap House 3, I'm Not a Human Being 2, Hall of Fame.
Yeah, 2013 was crazy.
We got
That's
Kid Cudi.
That's insane, bro.
Kid Cudi, all of man, listen, that's the year. If I could only listen to hip hop music from one year, that's gonna be the year because this was my defining. Stay Trippy, Juicy J. Listen, that was a time. Juicy J was in his bag then. But like, if I had to look at a time of music that I wanted to consume, then it would be that.
Just 1 year.
I can't search on my phone for 1 year, so I'm gonna leave y'all. I'm gonna leave y'all to that.
Did Fo Lauren come out in 2013 too?
For Lauren, nah, I don't.
It was
think so.
December 24th, 2012. It's 2013.
Okay. I'll give it that.
Listen, we already pushed it to 2013. Listen, 2016, I throw it in there too.
2016 is a really good year.
I throw 2016 in there too. I ain't gonna lie.
2016 is a phenomenal year. I would say, lastly, to kind of wrap this up, the 2000s also had Usher and Chris Brown.
Beyonce.
Usher, Chris Brown, Beyonce, Carrie Hilson,
I mean,
Alicia
if we wanna
Keys.
talk R&B,
Like,
and that opens up a new realm.
I do not right now. I do
Okay,
not.
because
Next
you
episode,
said hip hop, so I was trying to be very strict to the hip hop.
next episode we gonna get into it. I didn't want to because it's late. I don't know if y'all know it's 10 o'clock already, y'all. Not literally, but it's about 10 o'clock. So we working. I didn't want to bother Charlene Mama for too long. So
So anti or 4?
Anti.
four.
Anti.
I think I might get that anti, and I love 4,
Okay.
but anti is one of my favorite albums.
Okay, I was because I said 2016. I wanted to make sure we all loved anti like that otherworldly. Because
Listen, I'm Rihanna Navy.
I think that 4 is.
retired.
I think 4 is one of
It's
the
alive.
best. I think 4 is Beyonce's best pure R&B album. But I think Beyonce is her best. Her subtitled album is her best project as a whole.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would give Anti the slight edge, like
Okay,
the slight edge. That album is like that's a ridiculous
And it's not
album.
retired. I just want you to know Rihanna is a mogul.
No. I meant like you're like a retired lieutenant. Like y'all aren't in the Navy anymore.
No, we're still.
She's dropping this year, by the way.
She is dropping this year. I don't know if she should though, but that's hey.